Triple H brings back another name to WWE. Impact has announced its next Hall of Famer, and we've an update on Edge's WWE return. Stay tuned for the news. So we are back on the third news video for today. It's exciting. It's been a big news day, Sam. Big news day, and we're kicking things off with Triple H bringing someone back to WWE. Now, he's brought a lot of people back. We've seen Dexter Lumis come back. We've seen Karrion Kross come back. We've seen Dakota Kai come back. So I bet everyone is thinking, who could it be?
It's definitely Bray. What? No, it's Gabe Sapolsky.
Yeah.
He formerly worked with WWE. He's probably best known as the founder of Ring of Honor, the founder of Evolve, I believe. Somebody with a massive amount of experience in the independent wrestling world. I think he got to start in ECW.
But many people have got them. He's got a big background in independent wrestling, and he's worked with WWE before. Now, PW Insider is reported that Gabe Sapolsky is back with WWE, and this has been confirmed by multiple WWE sources. It is told that Sapolsky will be working on creative, but PW Insider has not had that confirmed, whether it's main roster or NXT. He was part of Triple H's regime that was let go back in January of this year. But it seems he's back with the company, and he's not alone, because we've had Ryan Katz and Road Dogg back in recent months. What's your thoughts?
I think he's somebody that would fit either or, really. NXT or main roster. I can see him bringing something to the table. Maybe NXT might be, I might just be spitballing here, but from the independent world, he's obviously used to working with a lot of younger talent, rising talent that are starting out their adventure in major wrestling circles. So I think he'd definitely be able to do a lot there. But I'd be quite excited to see what he could bring to the table in terms of the main roster as well.
It would be quite exciting. He's as you mentioned, he's got sort of an eye for younger talent. He in Evolve had Austin Theory as one of the top guys in that company, and now
where he is now,
Austin Theory's doing quite well for himself.
And he's got all of his name and everything.
I know, it's all back. So Gabe Sapolsky might be a good addition to sort of maybe be that bridge between NXT and WWE for talent. Since if he's part of the creative team for the main roster, I don't want to say working with the lower card, but working with some fresher talents that have come up might be an interesting way to do it. But it is exciting. I hope this freshens things up.
It's a pretty good idea, that, actually, because sometimes there is just that slight disconnect, isn't there, with NXT stars kind of coming up from time to time. It's not every time, but every so often it just doesn't quite resonate initially, and maybe it's something like that he could be doing, or it could be any number of things, but yeah.
It's exciting, but we're moving over to Impact now, because a former NWA World Champion has been announced as the next Impact Hall of Famer. Now I'm going to throw it to you, Sam. Who is it going to be?
It's Raven. I'm buzzing for him. I'm absolutely buzzing for him. So he's going to be inducted into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame on the 7th of October, which is a Friday night, Bound for Glory in Albany, New York. Now, Raven obviously is well known for his time in ECW, WCW, WWE, and Impact, especially, having a run there for about 7 years, I think it was.
He was there for quite a while. I think 2003, 2010, he had numerous Clockwork Orange matches with the Abyss. He had his little stable with the Raven's Flock in Impact.
He'd been there through several different variations of the TNA/Impact brand over the years as well. So he's sort of like a mainstay, and he's somebody who I think, it's Raven. He was like the coolest when I was a kid. Like, my Raven figure was my favorite. Like, he was just badass, wasn't he?
He was badass. I got my first exposure to Raven was in TNA, actually, was in Impact, so getting to see, it's cool to get him inducted into the Hall of Fame. Previous Hall of Famers in Impact, Sting, Kurt Angle, Team 3D, Jeff Jarrett, Earl Hebner, Gail Kim, Abyss, Ken Shamrock, and Awesome Kong. So what a prestigious lineup there.
I like that TNA has its Impact has its own Hall of Fame. I think, a lot of people initially, it was like, oh, just because WWE, it's like, no, like, Impact has its own long and storied history, and there are a lot of characters who, yes, they may have moved on to other companies, but have a lot, tied into the history of Impact and TNA as a brand. And I think it's, I like the fact that, you get these kind of moments to celebrate some stars that, maybe WWE aren't rushing to celebrate because they maybe didn't utilize them in a way where Impact did.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, you mentioned they're moving to another company. We're going to move to another company right here with AEW. See, I'm trying to get these segues in, Sam.
Nice. You're getting Campbell levels here, man.
AEW has announced that a New Japan star will be facing Jon Moxley next week on Rampage, and that star is Juice Robinson. Now, this is going to be an AEW World Championship Eliminator match, which, if he wins, he'll get an AEW World Championship match. The last time they faced each other...
you should just level Moxley and walk out with the belt. It's already there. What's the point of doing it again?
Just do it. But the last time they faced each other was at WrestleMania Kingdom. WrestleMania
Kingdom. Oh, that would be a crossover show and a half.
Oh, that would be incredible. The match is there. But Wrestle Kingdom 14 in 2020, it was for the United States Championship and saw Moxley take the win. However, Juice Robinson has multiple wins over Moxley, which not many people can say.
Yeah, and he's somebody who's been working with, obviously, Impact as well as New Japan. There was kind of a period where his New Japan deal was coming to an end, and it looked like he might have been jumping across to Impact. But he's sort of just working in and around a little pool of companies. And I've always got a lot of time for Juice matches. I think he's a really good performer, and I always want to see him wrestle. So
I'm excited for this match. There's so many dream matches that he could have in AEW.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win this one. Moxley will likely not lose. Moxley's on quite a run.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting to think, could a New Japan star or an Impact star take something that's AEW, like the title, and go to Japan?
It's just that big upset, isn't it? Like with having the open door policy, like anything can happen. And
literally anything can happen.
Imagine the crossover potential with a storyline like that.
I mean, we could see a rematch of this at some point. We've obviously with the IWGP United States Championship. We could see this match at Wrestle Kingdom again at some point in the future. They've had it before.
Yeah.
It's always interesting seeing talent go from Japan to the United States and talent go from AEW to New Japan. And speaking of that, we've got an AEW talent going to Japan, but not New Japan. They are going to Noah. And that talent is none other than Sting. Now, Sam, this feels like a very dream match, dream moment, dream announcement for you. So I'm going to let you do the honors and tell me all about what is happening with Sting and the Great Muta.
So if you've had your ear to the ground, you've likely known this news for a little while, or at least the first part of the news, which is that on AEW Rampage, the Great Muta appeared, and he came to the rescue of Sting during a tag team match with Darby Allin against the House of Black. And then after this, they shared a bit of a moment, and it was nice because, Muta and Sting have a great history together. After this, Noah took to the internet to announce that Sting will be heading to Japan to team with Muta at Muta Final Bye Bye.
What a name of a show, by the way.
Great show name. This will be Keiji Muto's final match under the Great Muta persona. And Sting and Muta, as I said, famously feuded over the NWA World TV Championship in '89. Muta would leave WCW in 1990 for New Japan. And this will be Sting's first appearance in the company since 1996, which, the last time he was there, he was with Luger facing Steven Regal and Arn Anderson. So that was going to be a nice little change of pace here.
Absolutely. Now, so that was obviously his last match in Japan in total. This will be for Noah. It's a round of matches for the Great Muta, or KJ Muto, where he's got numerous different shows on his retirement tour, and this, I'm really glad Sting's getting involved.
I just want to know if NWO Sting's going to make a run-in or something. Big beef between the Stings in Japan, isn't there?
There is.
NWO Sting more popular than normal Sting. Is it true? Could it be possible?
Who are you?
This is the showdown of the ages. I'm a Sting boy through and through.
I'm not sure. You're a Sting boy, not an NWO Sting. But it's really exciting. These guys, it's crazy both of them can still go well.
Yeah, the legacy they've both left so far, and they're still going. Muta, even if both of them are slowing down, it's not like we're wanting for any moments from either of them. And it's Muta. It's one of the greatest characters in wrestling history. It's so many things. So I'll definitely be tuning in for that.
Well, from one legend to another, we're going to talk about Edge making his way back to WWE just now to finish things off. Wrestling Observer newsletter has reported that the main things being pushed on TV right now: Johnny Gargano versus Austin Theory, Dexter Lumis versus The Miz, Dakota Kai and Io Sky versus Alexa Bliss and Asuka, or for the women's titles, and something with Judgment Day and Edge and Rey Mysterio. Now, Edge is currently, quote-unquote, injured with an MCL tear, I believe, is the injury that they've been reporting on. But Edge is currently advertised for Extreme Rules on October 8th and is the only one advertised that isn't in an announced match or match that's being set up.
Yeah, I think If he is healthy and ready to come back, then obviously we've got to pick things up where they were left off with, Ray, Dom, that whole situation. Yep. The Judgment Day had already turned their back on Edge. So this is potentially something juicy, but then we've got the potential of the White Rabbit stuff coming to a head and maybe involving the Judgment Day as well.
Earlier, possibly, maybe, because there's little hints.
Hints here and there, but they could be red herrings.
That's what I feel like they're probably more likely to be. But Edge coming back, I could see maybe a match with Finn Balor on pay-per-view. I feel that would be quite good. I think the obvious one is Dominic, but we saw that on Raw a couple of weeks back, and that's what led to Edge's injury. But keep an eye on that one. We might see him back for Extreme Rules in just a week time. The premium live event.
He might even not be scheduled for a match, but
2 weeks.
Of make a big shocking appearance or something.
Yeah, he could make a big return. I liked what he did at SummerSlam where they waited. It was always very hokey, isn't it? A big thing is built on the stage that he just waits for in his moment. But he could maybe do that at Extreme Rules. It's 2 weeks time. I'm excited for it. It should be a good show. They're building the whole show around Ronda Rousey being the biggest star, the main attraction, the main event. So it'll be a good. The other thing I've noted is that they've got a lot of stipulations so far. They're all extreme, so thank you, Triple H, for keeping to the name of Extreme Rules.
That's the thing. I'm up for a bit of ultra-violence every now and then, so I'm expecting thumbtacks and fire and light tubes. And bring them to WWE. They work everywhere else.
Get Nick Gage on the show. But that will do us for video number 3 on the news on Saturday. Everything will be back on Monday for some lovely news. I'm sure we'll have all that stuff. So go and check out all the content we've got on the channel already. And in the meantime, enjoy your Saturday evening. Yeah, there'll be plenty of content going out. Content going out over the rest of the weekend. So do keep an eye on the channel. We got lists. We've got a weirder one with me and Adam where we play it's like a viral game at the moment where we got a guess with wrestling answers only, and it's very tense. And we both probably look like massive idiots throughout the entire thing. That's before they even started recording the video.
Yeah, it's while you sit and scream at your screen all of the answers that we're missing. So keep your eye out for that one. We had a lot of fun shooting it. But have a good one.
See you later.